is it correct that successful development and deployment of second-generation technologies are where the Department of Energy expects the cost savings that may help make CCS for coal power competitive in the marketplace?
I mentioned earlier, but we have three buckets of technologies that we're going after. First generation, which are the technologies deployed now. Second generation is what you're referencing, and then we have transformational technologies. And with second generation technologies, we are headed toward a reduction in cost as indicated by your remark.
And what is Nettle's assessment of the readiness of the technologies most critical to driving down costs?
Certainly when it comes to carbon capture and storage, capture is by far the key element to drive the cost down, and that's a majority of the focus of our research program.
Have any of these second generation technologies been taken to the demonstration phase to validate they work at commercial scale in a coal-fired power plant?
Not at this time, second generation.
Time.
Yeah, so demonstration of those would be part of our out-year planning.
Dr. Friedman, about how much of DOE's $7.6 billion over the past decade has been dedicated towards the second generation technologies?
The overwhelming majority of the $7.6 billion that we've dedicated so far is actually to the large-scale commercial demonstrations. So, but in that context, to generate and develop the second demonstration technologies, as you said, we've put already several hundred millions of dollars into that research effort.
Okay, and the information that I have says that we've spent around $3 billion towards the second generation technologies. Would that be correct, of the $7.6 billion?
No, I don't think that is correct, actually.
Okay, maybe we can continue.
We'd be happy to clarify that, yes, sir.
When do you expect demonstrations of these second generation technologies will be completed?
The question is actually how quickly can we pilot them first? That's the critical linchpin. Once they've been piloted at, say, that 20 to 50 megawatt scale, then the next step is commercial demonstration.
Okay, and how long until piloted?
One of those technologies is in fact being piloted now. For most of them, it's a question of, how quickly can we put together the project.
Okay, and so a major scale, that's 20 to 50. What did you say, 20 to 50?
So we're looking for, the soonest that we could get second generation pilots up would be in 2015, 2016 kind of timeline. For solicitations, maybe 2018 demonstration, and then large-scale demonstrations of those technologies between 2018 and 2025.
Okay. And do you or Mr. Clara have an estimate for when those technologies will be available commercially, warrantable, insurable, fundable in the open market?
For the second-generation technologies, again, you need to have the large-scale pilots before they can get to a warranty stage.
And you said around 2022 would be about when they get to demonstration?
You might be able to do things sooner than that. I would point actually to an existing program we have under our cross-cutting budget line, which is the Carbon Capture Simulation Initiative, in which we're trying to use advanced supercomputing technology to accelerate the sureness by which companies can provide those kinds of performance guarantees.
So would it be safe to say that we're looking at, based on current cost estimates, commercially warrantable, insurable, and fundable in the open market, we're looking at around 2030 or so? Maybe
sooner
beyond
than that, but 2020 to 2025 timeframe, yes.
Okay. Can you describe in lay terms what the scale of cost savings will be expected for the so-called second-generation technologies?
To a first cut, we expect the cost to cut in half. We expect them to come in at something like $40 to $60 a ton for an integrated system.
And you're also working on what you call transformational technologies. What would be the cost savings of these expected transformational technologies?
And again, on a thermodynamic and an engineering basis, they can get maybe another $15 a ton cheaper. So something on the order of $30 a ton is probably about the limit of what you can reasonably expect.
And so when do you expect the demonstrations of those transformation technologies to be completed?
Again, we have laid out our roadmap, and we're hoping to see those deployed in the field by 2025.
Okay. Deployed in the field commercially?
Yeah.
Okay. At what price of CO2 capture per ton or percentage of capture will the cost be low enough to put a system on a level playing field economically with traditional coal-fueled electrical power production?
I honestly don't understand your question.
So basically, at what the price point, the break point of CO2 capture per ton or percentage of capture, will the cost be low enough? Basically, when will this be economic? Low enough to put a system on a level playing field economically with traditional coal-fueled electrical power production?
It's my contention that the second generation technologies are going to be the clean energy choice in terms of a competitive market in a variety of markets. In some markets they won't be, in some markets they will be. Okay. And the transformational technology would just increase the market share at that time.
But in terms of the cost, putting them on a level playing field from where we are today with cost from where you want to be with these new technologies, cost, do you have estimates, or have you produced estimates, Nettle produced estimates of when this breakpoint will be?
Again, all environmental technologies add cost, so it is not appropriate, nor do we, for a purpose of policy decision, compare the cost of carbon capture and storage with an unretrofitted plant or with a new build plant without it. We do that to demonstrate the delta, but a clean plant is not comparable to a Dickensian plant. It's just they're different things.
Okay. Well, if you could supply any cost estimates that you've made comparisons to the committee, that would be fantastic. And has Nettle, have any of your estimates changed in light of current market conditions?
First of all, we're happy to provide those numbers. The market conditions are constantly changing. We actually try to bring that uncertainty into the way that we make our price calculations in terms of availability for labor, availability for materials, global markets for things, and so forth. In that context, as the market has changed, our estimates don't change as much as you might guess. Some of that information is baked into the way we do the calculations.
Thank you. And Mr. Chairman, thank you for being generous of time.
Thank you. Although we're done, recognize Mr. Chakowski for a quick clarifying question, comment, and then I'll have a final clarifying question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, I want to say, Dr.